Hi, Barry. It's Heather with Community Chat, and I'm with the Mortgage Center and ratedeal.ca. And I'm really lucky to have Julia Hayman here today with On The Ball Orthotics. And Julia, I'm really excited that we were able to connect and glad that our dog walking moments led us back to being able to meet with each other again.
Yeah, definitely. We love our dogs. Doesn't everybody though?
That's right. And you're always in your proper footwear and I'm always not. And I appreciate the lack of judgment that you never give me. So thank you. I am wearing running shoes more often when I'm walking the dog. So I'm getting there. Some of you's rubbing off.
Excellent.
So Julia, I know it's been probably a tough year and a half for you. And, what made you open the business in the first place?
Well, so in general, me just being what I do, I decided to do that just because I've had pain when I was younger. And then I just kind of led me to this, but to actually open my own place, I guess it's just in my personality. Like my father actually owns a family business that's been around for maybe 100 and almost 150 years now. So I just grew up in a family that I guess a family business, and it's just always something that intrigued me, and just wanted to do things my own. And the way I do, or there's a certain way to do it, then I want to be able to do the way that I want to do it versus conforming to whatever somebody else wants to do.
Or your ideas and see your ideas grow and watch that as you grow and your business grows and develops into something really amazing. And I think so far you're doing a great job.
Well, I hope so.
I do see you out weekly with your videos and you do posts regularly and they're always interesting. And as I admitted earlier, I haven't watched all of them, but I do watch some of them. As a lover of my high heels, I have been starting to get shorter heels over time.
Excellent.
I don't know if I can get rid of them 100%, but I can maybe wear them less often.
Baby steps.
So what was the reason behind having the name?
Well, I'm actually not very creative in that sense. So my boyfriend, he is very good at that. So he just wrote down maybe about 10, 20 different puns. He loves the puns, and I just chose one. So I really liked it. I liked that it was kind of a play on words in the sense of on the ball, because that's kind of my personality. And then also on the ball of the foot. So I just really liked the two different meanings in the one name.
That's awesome. But it also makes it so you can design things really neat too. The way you've done the, right now you've got the foot there, but I know there's a few other times that you've had other pictures, like when in your wording, you've got the toes and on the ball right there. So you were able to really play on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I got somebody to design the logo for me. So again, not very creative in that sense. So I had somebody else to design it for me, and I was really happy how it turned out. So
yeah, that's great. Well, and it definitely makes you stand out from other people, just because it's simplicity, but it also, makes sure a lot of people don't read things or necessarily know what something is when they read it, but they can have the visual and then they understand it more. So it sort of gives both sides of that coin.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So what exactly is orthotics? What exactly does that mean?
So an orthotic is a device that goes inside of your shoe. So it could be full, it could be half. With a full device, you basically take out your original insert inside the shoe and you're replacing that. So the orthotic that goes inside of it has support built into it. So it supports the arch, it might push the foot in different directions, give you cushioning, or just different areas of support dependent on what the foot needs. And yeah, basically just replaces the original insert into something that's a little bit more supportive, and then helps to with pain in feet, knees, hips, even the lower back, and just the general comfort.
So it helps with the alignment, where if you're rolling one way or the other on your foot, then your body's not going to be aligned. And that's where you come in and make sure that people are lined up so that they don't have pain.
Exactly. Yeah. So in a sense, when the foot rolls in or out, that can turn the legs in or out and affect everything else. So if things are a little bit off on one side than the other, it can cause a little bit of a functional difference in your legs, which can also cause issues. So there's a lot of things that can be happening, but yeah, in a general sense, it levels everything out and corrects it.
I know I really simplified it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's much more difficult, and that's why not very many people do this. But I like simple.
A lot of people don't enjoy feet in general. So
that's true. That is very true. My husband does not like feet. He will not wear sandals. Doesn't matter what time of year, he will not wear sandals. And me, on the other hand, if my toes aren't free by a certain time of the year, I'm cranky.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, what did you take in school? Because I know you're very skilled.
So to become a pedorthist, which is what I am, you have to have some sort of undergrad typically. So I had my undergrad in kinesiology. And then from there, you take this, I guess it's called a diploma program, and it's 1 full year, and you do all your courses plus all practicums. So you learn your hands-on plus all the schooling part of it. And so it's about 5 years of school to do that. They used to have an apprentice route where you can just learn through another pedorthist, but they've actually got rid of that. And now you have to have some sort of undergrad and then do the actual program to become certified.
So now, would that be, I know a lot of people that have taken kinesiology, and so did you want to work with feet when you went into that, or was that sort of where you ended up due to a situation that happened?
Well, I knew I wanted to do something with the lower limb. So when I went directly into kinesiology, I guess I just knew I wanted to do something with just helping people in general. And I enjoyed sports. So that's why I went into kinesiology. It's more, I guess it's like human movement. So as I was going into there, I realized I really liked the lower limb. I didn't really care much for all the muscles and the joints and the shoulder and the back. It just didn't interest me as much. I really enjoyed the lower limb. And that may have been due to the fact that I also had issues, but that's what interests me. So that's basically why I decided to go into the lower limb. And then the Pedorthic program was only a year, and I thought I'm sick of school. I want to start working, so I'll do 1 year, and maybe I'll go into something else afterwards. But I ended up loving it. I thought it was actually very simple. Just okay, a person comes in, you give them orthotics, they're good to go. And I thought it would be very repetitive after a while, but it really isn't. I feel that it's different every day, and the combination of clinic plus your manufacturing, and I find I'm thinking of different things, and it is very mentally challenging, more than I thought it would be. So I stuck with it, and I have no plans on leaving the pedorthic world.
No, and it's funny. I don't think I've ever heard that word before.
A pedorthist?
Yes.
It's not a lot of people know what it is. And I believe it's relatively new. I don't know if I have my dates right, but I believe they founded the actual college and the association in 91, maybe it is. Okay. And they've had the pedorthic industry long before that, but they didn't actually have a college or a certification for it. So a lot of people before that were just grandfathered in. But afterwards, then people actually went through the schooling. I think the schooling is only about 10 or maybe no more than 10 years, 15, 20 years maybe. So it's relatively new. And I think there's only about 600 or 700 pedorthists in Canada.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you really are like the special person in the individual of that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something that would make you stand out from so many others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people do orthotics, but a pedorthist in general is focused on the orthotic. So specialized in the orthotic and the footwear. So I don't do anything. If you come in with a callus or a corn, I look at it to offload it, but I won't remove it. So
Oh,
that's,
okay.
yeah. So then that's when I send out to like a foot care nurse or a podiatrist or chiropodist. So they do, like a podiatrist and a chiropodist, they're more general. So they'll look at, they'll also do skincare versus the pedorthapist is just in that one or two specific areas there.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know the difference, because then, I know myself didn't realize there was actually a difference in so many different types of services. As the high heel wearer, you would think I would know these things, because you would think I would need to care for my feet better. But I've been pretty fortunate so far. But yeah, I think my daughter is going to need to come in and see you very soon. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, she started buying a couple of over the counter just to see if they would help. And she's like, they help for like 2 days. And then once I've worn them for a couple of days, I said, well, it just means that you need to get real ones. If they help
Yeah.
you a little bit, it's a good sign to know that is going to be a solution. So let's go get you fixed up. So we'll be getting an appointment for her soon.
And yeah, that's typically the way to start. If you have no idea, put it in over the counter. If you find that helps a little bit, yeah, then that's definitely a good sign.
That's what I thought. So I'm glad that you confirmed that, because
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't like the solution, but it's better, to give something a try and see if it works before you commit to something. I'm sure if we had made an appointment, you would have been telling us that anyways. So, it's just a matter of getting the 20-year-old to actually go and get looked after, right?
Yes. But yeah, the over the counter, like I even do over the counters. There are some people that do great on them. They'll try them first and they find that's all they need. And then some people need the little extra, and that's when they go to the customs.
Right, right. And how long does it take from the time that somebody makes an appointment, gets in to see you, and then I assume they have to get it cast and set for their own foot, and then actually get it to you? What would be the time frame?
So the first appointment would do the assessment and cast all at that one appointment.
Okay.
And then it's 1 week to make them. I make everything here myself.
Oh, really?
Yep, make everything.
Cool.
Yeah, I have all the machines in the back. And then, so it takes 1 week. And then after that 1 week, I have them ready and I trim them to fit the shoes. And then usually after that, it's just try them out, make sure they feel okay. And then the only time they need to come back is if there's any tweaks they need to make, any slight adjustments or any, I guess. And then after a year, I just do follow-ups, just make sure everything's looking okay. So.
Wow. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. I thought it would take a lot longer. I absolutely did not know that you were so talented to be making all these casts and everything too. So no wonder you feel that this is something that has really filled in a lot of the places that you thought might have been missing, because you get that's just a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I guess, the other difference with the Pedorthapist is that we're actually trained to manufacture them. So we can do the whole process of it. But yeah, it helps with shipping and turnaround time. So that's why some places might take a little bit longer. They would send it out somewhere and then they'll ship it back. So that just adds maybe 4 days, 2 or 3 days in shipping. But that's just why it's so quick here.
And it would save money too, because there's no shipping.
Yeah, I guess shipping might be included in, they might end up just absorbing the cost, but yeah, I don't, I basically save in shipping, so.
That's awesome. So I see on your website as well, you also do like compression socks and such, so and knee braces and everything. So I mean, still obviously lower leg, but more than just the feet.
Yes, so yeah, I'm definitely specialized in the orthotics and then the shoes, but yes, I can do like compression socks. Because compression socks, it's merely just they go to their doctor, the doctor would recommend the socks, they come into me, I do some measurements, and then that's really about it. It's compression socks are pretty quick. Knee braces, same idea. Once they have a diagnosis from the doctor, it's pretty easy to, because we're also trained in the knees and the hips, and maybe lesser extent the lower back, but knees and feet definitely. So we can have an idea about, okay, well, what do we need to do to the knee? How can we support it? What features does it need so that you're in less pain and supporting the knee properly? So.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, Julia, is there anything that, really surprised you about owning a business?
I don't know about surprise, but more, I just really enjoy it. Just all the different things you have to do. So I'm basically doing everything right now just because I have the time. So learning how to, certain things that I learned in high school that helped me with business. So I actually took some computer programming courses. So I can edit my website, and I don't know code very well, but I know certain things, and it just helped me out with editing my own website. I didn't actually make the website, but I can now edit it. And I just really I enjoyed math as a kid. So that was something with bookkeeping I really enjoy. And so I'm finding I'm really enjoying a lot of different things that you need to learn about or need to do in a business. But I guess one thing that was a little bit of a struggle was when we were building this place, just all the different regulations you need to make sure your building's up to code. So all these things that you didn't really think about, but were, I don't know, kind of interesting in the end, but a little frustrating during.
Yeah, because you just wanted to get open, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But now that you're open, what would be the most odd requests that you've had from a client? I'm sure there's got to be something really out there.
I have been doing this for maybe 7 years now. So I worked at a few different clinics before this, and the clinic that I was at prior to this, a lot of people were asking me to do things related to fraud.
Oh.
Yes. So like certain things, we cannot provide free shoes with the orthotics. That's just against our code of ethics. You can't do it. Insurance considers that insurance fraud. I used to get certain things where people would say, oh, well, I only get 80% coverage. So can you charge me more and then refund the amount so that I'm getting the full coverage, something like that. So there were certain things, they would think it up and I would think, how did you? But yeah, there were usually those are the weirdest requests for me, that they're trying to work the system so that they can get more coverage through their.
Right, which they should be just so fortunate that they have any coverage whatsoever, right?
Yeah. So
So to ask you to go against what your beliefs are is really not very kind.
Yeah, but to me, it's not worth my license. So I'm okay if I lose one or two people because they'd rather go somewhere where they're willing to do it. I'd
right.
rather just keep my license.
Yeah, and absolutely. So yeah, that is pretty odd. So what's continuing with COVID? I'm sure that took a bit of a hit. So you were closed for a little while, right?
Yes. So I was considered essential most of the time, but right when it started, nobody really knew how to handle anything. So what they said to us was just essential people. So if they're really in pain, then you can see them. So I saw maybe one or two people in the first couple months. But once they had everything settled, then we've been considered essential the entire time. So yeah, I've probably taken a little bit of a hit, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing okay and still working and surviving. So I can't really complain about much.
That's great. Oh, I'm so glad. I didn't realize it. And I guess so you just have to have your PPE and that might have been something that, you're not too sad about in some cases.
Yeah, well, actually, our association's been very good with this. They gave us a preferred supplier for all our PPE, so we didn't have to spend crazy amounts of money on hand sanitizer and all the proper sanitization. But one thing that's interesting that I guess some people might not realize is we need to sanitize the floors before patients because they're walking barefoot.
Oh, right.
So that was kind of different than other, maybe other healthcare clinics, just because most people aren't walking bare feet. But yeah, that was one interesting thing that we had to change. But
That's sort of neat. So
mhm.
what are your goals? Obviously, more clients, be busier. That's the obvious. But other than that, what are your goals over the next year?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's really just growing because I am still kind of in that growth phase. So right now, I'm actually in a good spot where I'd like to bring in more types of shoes. So I've got like the walking shoes and sandals and slippers, but I really like to get into running shoes and dress shoes, which I know what suppliers I want. It's just, it seems that I'm guessing it might be because of COVID. It's been very hard to get in contact with sales reps, like ones that I used to get back to me right away. I haven't heard from them in months. And I don't know if it's just because they're on leave, just because of COVID, or I don't actually know, but it's been really hard trying to get some more, some more brands in here.
So
But that was,
salespeople, come on,
yeah,
make your
yeah.
calls. Who said that ever, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, maybe growing my footwear side of it. Eventually, I'd like to get a couple more people in here, at least a receptionist, maybe another pedorthist. I do have foot care nurses here right now. I'd eventually like to get some more people in here. It's just, yeah, I need to grow before I get to that point.
That's awesome, though, that you're still in that growth and COVID hasn't hit you hard enough that you're not able to continue your plans. They slow down a little bit, but the plan is still there. And, that says a lot for you, your patients, the people that know you. You didn't stop with your networking, you kept your goals in sight. And that's awesome. I think that's amazing. And, I've recommended you for years, a few years now. I'm sure you see in groups when somebody says something, I'll like put your name and add you to groups. But, now that I know even more, because to be honest, I don't think I really completely understood what you did.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than like a 2-minute conversation or a 30-second little infomercial. It's
Yes.
hard to get everything across.
And I think when we met that time that we were supposed to learn about our businesses, we ended up talking about dogs.
Yeah.
So let's be honest, we got sidetracked and we really didn't grow much in our business, but we did grow in the relationship side of it. So, that's okay too. At least we knew that we could call each other or send people to each other. And that's sort of what part of the networking is, right?
Right.
So is there anything that you want to make sure that the people that watch Community Chat might not know? That I think we've hit lots here. I mean, I didn't know about the socks. I didn't know about the knee braces. I didn't understand that you actually made everything. That's so cool. And so you're deciding to be in Big Bay Point area. Is there a reason for that? Because I know you're up in the North End with me.
Yes. So, well, when we moved here, so I'm not originally from Barrie. I actually moved here to start the business. And my priority was finding a good place for the business, and then we can figure out where to move permanently. So this area, it wasn't like there weren't a lot of pedorthists in the area. So it was not very representative of any, like there were no pedorthists here. And it's a very rapidly growing area. So I figured, oh, well, my business can grow with the community. So that's why I chose this area. And I've been very happy with my choice. This wasn't the area we decided to live in, but I used to drive 45 minutes to work. So a 20-minute drive to work is nothing.
Right. And the best part is that you're right next to a really great coffee shop who I did an interview with at the beginning of my the time doing interviews. So
Yes. And they've been, just as people, they've been awesome for me. So we will bounce ideas off of each other and obviously refer to one another. So and also if one of our businesses grows, it just helps with traffic in the area. So it helps to build each other up.
absolutely. I think that's amazing. And Tracy and Renee are fantastic. So Creative Bean, little plug for them, just in case anybody doesn't know. So that will help, because for some people, they might know where Creative Bean and not realize that you're right next door.
Yes. Yeah. And I think she was the first one to welcome me to the area. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised. She's awesome. So, well, that's really cool. And, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Julia is available. We have her Instagram, her Facebook, and the website. I've already attached all of that. And if there's any other connections, or I have your phone number on here, your email, I don't think anybody can not get in touch with you.
right.
So, but if they can't, then, reach out to me and say they can get in touch with me, and I'll definitely get you hooked up with Julia, and she'll take good care of you, your feet and your body, so that it all gets all aligned. And Julia, I really want to thank you so much for joining me in the community chat today. And I hope that, we can make new friends and share all kinds of this information with many more people, and that you'll get to the point where your growth is ready.
Well, and thank you so much for this and reaching out to me. I really appreciate it.
And I hope that our dogs can have some time together, as they seem to have gotten along quite well. And then the indifference of my Bruce, which is pretty normal.
Definitely.
So, well, this is Heather with Community Chat, and thank you, Barry, for joining us with Julia Hayman and On The Ball Orthotics. And I'm with the Mortgage Center and ratedeal.ca, helping you get to your next step in life. Thanks, Julia.
Thank you.